Hi guys, welcome to August's monthly email video, and today we're going to be talking about intermittent fasting, what it is and how it can help you with your fat loss goal. Now before we get started, I am just going to state that there's nothing special about intermittent fasting. It works exactly the same as all other diets and methods of eating by creating a calorie deficit. So there is no magic diet, guys. I'm sorry to break the bad news. So now we're going to talk about intermittent fasting, what it is and how it can help you. So intermittent fasting is a method of dieting or eating whereby we use window eating periods, typically a fasting period of 16 hours and an eating period of 8 hours. Normally people will eat between the hours of 12 p.m. and 8 p.m. and fast between 8 p.m. till 12 p.m. the next day. So during the fasting periods, these 16 hours, you're not allowed to eat anything, but we will consume water, sparkling water, just to keep yourself hydrated, and it'll also help to curb any hunger cues. So I think some of you may worry now that, oh, hang on a minute, that means I skip breakfast, and I always thought that breakfast was the most important meal of the day. Unfortunately, this is one of these myths that seem to have stuck around for a bit longer. Breakfast isn't the most important meal, it is just a meal. When we're talking about especially fat loss, total daily calories are what matter, and more importantly, are those total daily calories putting us in a calorie deficit? When you eat them is completely up to you, completely up to personal preference. So why is intermittent fasting beneficial for fat loss? Well, the main reason is it drastically shortens the eating window over the day. 12 till 8, which is what most people will use, is an 8-hour period, as opposed to what some of us might do, 6 a.m. through till 8 p.m. That's a 14-hour window. When we're talking about a calorie deficit, there is going to be some limitation on the calories we consume day to day. And it's much easier to say fit 1,500 calories in an 8-hour window than it would be over that 14-hour window. Okay. Now, by reducing this eating window, we help to push the meals closer together, so we're not going so long without calories, which can create hunger cues and therefore sort of unintentional snacking, reaching for crisps and biscuits, which may increase the calories that you're intaking and therefore cause you to actually go past your calorie deficit and possibly into a surplus, which we know can create fat gain and weight gain, which is the absolute opposite of what we're trying to achieve. Another great benefit of intermittent fasting is that especially those that aren't hungry at breakfast time, it's just a very, very logical method to use. The mistake a lot of people make in a fat loss journey eating is that you'll eat when you're not hungry because it fits what you see as sort of traditional eating times, okay? If you're not hungry at breakfast and you're setting yourself up for a calorie deficit, skip breakfast. It's a great easy way of skipping 300 to 500, 600 calories, which you can then use later in the day when you are actually hungry. It's very, very difficult to stick to a deficit if you've had breakfast, you weren't really hungry, but you had it anyway. You've used up 300 to 500 calories, and then later in the day, when you actually are now really quite hungry, you don't have that freedom of those 300 to 500 calories, and therefore it's when you're going to start to crumble and you're going to find sticking to your diet very, very difficult. Okay. Another sort of situation that's quite beneficial is if you know you're going to go out for an evening meal and you're thinking, no, I do actually want to enjoy that. I don't just want to have a salad with no dressing and no flavour. It's almost a waste of money. This is actually a method I used yesterday. End of the month, so we're all at Pure Gym. We all went out for our team meal. We went to Vita Bella, if anyone actually cares. And so what I did is I used intermittent fasting. I skipped breakfast, had lots and lots of water, and I didn't eat anything until 1 p.m. Effectively, I started my day off with lunch, okay? But what that allowed me to do was I saved the 300 calories that I normally have at breakfast and potentially any mid-morning sort of snack that I tend to have. And I was able then to utilise that in the evening meal, and it meant I could actually order something that I actually really wanted as opposed to right, what actually fits my calorie numbers. So we've looked at the benefits now, but for a group of people that it might not be so beneficial for is those of you who like to work out very, very early in the morning, the 5:30, 6 o'clock training session. If you're going to intermittent fast, to come into and try and do quite a hard workout early doors with no kind of nutrition intake might make you feel a little bit lethargic and make your sessions a little bit flat. Now, you can use something like just a straight black coffee as a bit of a pre-workout, or you can shift the workout to later in the day if that's something that you have available to you. Simply, you can use other methods, right? You don't have to use intermittent fasting. Like I said before, it is just one method that you can utilize to create fat loss. Okay, well, I really hope that helps, guys. If you do have any questions, please don't hesitate to get in touch. Okay, have a good one. Bye.